$22,868 in 30 days while going to college. Yo, what's going on everyone? Shri Kanase here and welcome to another Shopify video. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how one of my Shopify stores was able to do around $23,000 while I was busy attending college, which means this store got less than 5 hours of work every single week. And I don't know about you guys, but this is an amazing return for the amount of time I spent on this store in a single month. Now, just a little disclaimer about this store, it does really well in these specific months, specifically November to February, but nonetheless, I'm currently on my store and this is the one that you're seeing right now on the dashboard. For all those people who think this is fake, let me go ahead and refresh this really quick for you guys, so just so you know that this is 100% real. So as you can see, it is getting refreshed, and last month $22,868.87. But in this video, I'm going to be going over the exact steps I took in order to reach this amount of orders and revenue for this store. So let's go on over to our presentation to show you guys how you can achieve similar results. Alright, so we're kind of switching it up today. We're on our PowerPoint presentation instead of the usual Google Doc, because there's some stuff that I really want to go over with you guys in order to really explain how I was able to do 5 figures in sales in such a short amount of time while being so busy with college. And for those of you who don't know, holidays are approaching here in the United States, so last month all I was doing was studying for my final exam, so there was barely any time for the Shopify store, yet it was fully on autopilot and generating me money each single day. So this PowerPoint presentation is going to be going over 4 specific things. We're going to be starting out with finding products and exactly how it should be done starting at the point when you watch this video. Next, we'll be going over testing the product, followed by retargeting, and finally scaling the product itself. But I'd also like to tell you guys that a lot of my previous strategies once again work really well when it comes to Shopify and Facebook ads. And I'm talking about strategies for finding products or testing products or even scaling products. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out my previous videos on how each of these specific steps are done in order to go in depth with each specific step. But for this tutorial, we're gonna be kind of talking generally about each step so you guys get a better understanding of how it is possible to do such numbers while still doing your other stuff. So this basically becomes a side hustle that runs on autopilot. So moving on to finding products, there are only a few specific steps that I use nowadays in order to find winning products. The first tool that I still use and I've always used is Facebook feeds. You guys don't know how powerful it is to be using your Facebook account in order to do product research. Just think about it for a second. Just like you, there are hundreds and thousands of other dropshippers who are trying to make a killing out of Facebook ads. This means that they're advertising products on Facebook just like you. And this also means that they're probably targeting the Facebook feed placement in order to get more sales. So instead of you investing your own money, why not get data from these other dropshippers who are already doing the investing for you and getting likes and shares and testing their products? It is kind of using their own data that they're investing money for to your own advantage. And that is why we still continue using Facebook feeds as one of our main tools to do product research. One specific thing that I would like you guys to start doing from now on is whenever you see a Facebook ad, I want you to go ahead and like that Facebook ad and also comment something on it. What this does is basically it tells Facebook that you are a person that engages with other people's advertisements, and Facebook decides to start showing you more and more ads similar to the ones you liked and commented. So that's why when you like and comment dropshipping ads, you start to see more dropshipping stores and the kind of products that they're advertising currently. This leads to you having a bigger pool of products to choose from to advertise. Another thing that you also want to start doing is clicking on the Shop Now button and doing a sample checkout until you reach the payment info section. Of course, you're not supposed to be purchasing the product unless you really want to, but what clicking the Shop Now button and adding your payment info is going to do is add you to a special group of individuals called Engaged Shoppers. And when you are in the Engaged Shoppers group, Facebook deems you as someone who is more likely to purchase a product on Facebook and shows you even more high quality ads. So that is one of the reasons why you want to be clicking the Shop Now button as well, along with liking and commenting the ads. Another way to do product research is through AliExpress, but this is not the usual sorting by orders way. Instead of sorting by orders, you want to sort by best match. And when you sort by best match, you want to choose products that are currently getting advertised by AliExpress suppliers. And in this slide, I have a photo of what I mean. So when you hover over a product on AliExpress by sorting by best match, you see a specific product just like this one. But when you hover over it, you'll see on the bottom right that it says ad. So whenever it says ad on the bottom right, this simply means that an AliExpress supplier is currently advertising that product on AliExpress. And if you didn't know, nobody likes to waste money on products that they don't think will sell. So there's probably a good reason why an AliExpress supplier would advertise a specific product on AliExpress. And if it is getting orders and already has a bunch of orders, that is a really good sign that you should go ahead and test that product. This is not the best example of a product I would test because it has 0 orders, because it seems like the AliExpress supplier may have just started recently to advertise this product. But this is again a really good way to do some product research. Moving on to another section of product research is adding the product to your store and the product description, which is the most important thing you can do. One thing you want to really start focusing on with your product descriptions is to add a lot of emotional words and text to it. Remember, emotions sell. I have said this a lot of times before in my YouTube videos. The more emotions you have and the more emotions you take your customer through, the higher your chance of selling your product. You want to sort of take them on a roller coaster ride of emotions. It should not be a single flat line when it comes to emotions, but rather ups and downs like our heartbeat. And you basically want to make them feel. I added some few extra E's because I really want to emphasize this point. Make them feel good. Make them feel like purchasing your product. Make them feel like their life will be better with your product. And you will go far if you focus on having a lot of emotional stuff in your descriptions. The third thing when it comes to product description is have at least one photo or a GIF in your description. GIFs generally work the best, and you don't want your GIF to be too fast when it's showing each specific image. But having anything more than one photo or GIF kind of slows down the website and the landing page. So at maximum, I would have one photo or a GIF. Let's move on to testing your Shopify product. The strategy is still somewhat similar to what I used to teach back in the day earlier this year, but in terms of ad sets, you want to have around 5 to 12 ad sets instead of 10 to 15 like I used to say. And this is mainly because 5 to 12 ad sets give you an ample amount of room to test each specific audience. Because there are some products that you can have 20 and 30 ad sets because there are so many different audiences that you can target for that specific product. And if that product doesn't turn out to be a winner, well, you just invested a lot of money in those 30 ad sets. So kind of keep in the range of 5 to 12 ad sets no matter how many different audiences or how many new techniques you think you can target through, because it is generally good to have a specific strategy in place. And I always follow this guideline whenever testing my products, 5 to 12 ad sets each time. Of course, you want them to be single interest targeting unless all interests are the same within that specific ad set. So for example, if I want to advertise a baby product and I see a bunch of baby magazines which are all the same kind of magazines related to babies, I would maybe stack up to 7 interests of these magazines together in one single ad set. But you really want to make sure that all these magazines are the exact same niche and targeting the same people. In essence, you don't want to group a dog magazine and a cat magazine together because these are complete separate from each other. And the audience size in the past, anything below 1 million and very narrow used to work really well. But right now, that is leading to high CPMs and high costs in general. So generally, you want to be aiming at an audience size of above 1 million, but around less than 20 million, because anything more than that and it gets too broad. So again, 1 million to 20 million is a good enough size. And the specific ad sets need to be as close to the product as possible. If you're targeting a dog product, you may want to target dog pages, dog magazines, etc. You don't want to stray off the path of dogs and kind of stay around that specific niche. Let's move on to retargeting. A special note about retargeting is you want to retarget products when they start to sell or show some kind of consistency. You don't want to be retargeting products which get you a lot of sales on the first day but don't get you any sales from the next day onwards. So if you're sure that your product is a winning product and it has shown some kind of consistency, that is when you want to start retargeting. Normally, I set out my retargeting days in this specific manner. I start out with 3 days and then 5, 7, 14, etc. One specific ad set will only target view content people who did view content in the past 3 days. The next ad set will target people who did view content in the past 5 days, and then 7 days, and then 14 days, etc. For these days, you want to be testing both view content and add to cart, because you never know which specific category could give you a higher amount of sales. I have some ad sets which are people who viewed my content but didn't purchase in the past 90 days doing much better than an ad set for people who viewed content in the last 14 days but didn't purchase anything. So that is why it is so important to test each time frame and put out retargeting ads. I actually have a video on how to set up retargeting ads. If you need a little bit more clarification, the link should have popped up in the top right. But generally the strategy is you want to increase the percentage off discount as the days get further away. In essence, for 3 days view content, you want to maybe only offer a 5% discount code. But for someone who viewed content in the last 14 days and still didn't purchase, maybe you want to bump it up to 10%. And for maybe 60 days, you want to maybe bump it up to 25% and etc. So as the days go further away from when the person viewed the product but didn't purchase, you want to increase the incentive to make them want to come back and purchase. When it comes to an ad creative for your retargeting ads, you want to be using different images or videos than the ones you already used in your original ad sets when you were targeting the audience. So basically use different ad creative than the one you used for getting these people onto your website in the first place. And again, the creatives should state what kind of discount you're offering to the people for coming to purchase again, because you want to give them an incentive to come back. And again, we already mentioned this, but test every single thing that you can when it comes to Facebook ads. Test the view content retargeting, also the add to cart retargeting. Each ad set should be for a different placement. So just like what you would do when you normally target the people, you want to maybe only have Facebook feed for one ad set, and then on the other ad set, you want to target Instagram feed. So maybe for the 3-day view content ad, you would have 4 different ad sets targeting people who viewed the product in the last 3 days but didn't purchase. But one of the ad set would be targeting Facebook feeds only, the other one would be targeting Instagram feed, and the third one would be targeting Messenger, and the fourth one maybe Instagram stories. So again, you want to kind of separate these specific placements and the specific days. So let's say you have a winning product and it has showed some kind of consistency. Well, I already have 2 videos on how to scale your product correctly, and those videos go really in depth into the process that I use to scale my own products. But right now, there are 3 specific scaling methods that you can use. Vertical scaling is when you simply duplicate an ad set once and 2 times the budget, while horizontal scaling is when you have multiple duplicates at a slightly increased budget. And currently, horizontal scaling is my favorite scaling method because it is working much better than vertical scaling. But the third method that you can use in order to scale products is find more products in that specific niche where you found your winning product. This would be right now the easiest way to go, just because of the increased fluctuations when it comes to scaling your products. But again, check out my videos on how I scale my own products to really go in depth with the scaling strategies. But guys, I always recommend that you don't just stick to Facebook ads when it comes to e-commerce. You want to diversify your traffic and have income sources from various different traffic sources as well. Here are several traffic sources which I always recommend to individuals in e-commerce who are finding some kind of success. The first one is AdWords. AdWords is really amazing if Facebook ads isn't really working for you and you know that people are searching for your product on Google. Email marketing is the second one, but it only applies if you have a decent amount of traffic that is inputting their email on your website. The third one is an easy one to do. It is Pinterest organic ads, which is simply posting photos of your products on Pinterest. It is not the fastest way since it is organic traffic, but it will give you consistent results over time. The fourth one is Twitter ads. I'm sure there are a bunch of Twitter ad tutorials which you guys can find on YouTube to get started with Twitter ads, but I would especially recommend Twitter ads if you're targeting a specific products for a younger audience, specifically less than 30 years old. And our fifth and final one is organic Facebook or Instagram posts with hashtags. Hashtags is a great way to not only grow your Facebook or Instagram accounts, but also to get traffic on your website and more sales. But that is all for this video, guys. If you guys found any type of value in this video, I would really appreciate if you left one like down below. And as always, keep on killing it with the e-com, and I'll see you guys next time.